During World War II, soldiers discovered that not every battlefield played by the normal rules of reality. Some places just felt wrong. This is the story of a town where time itself seemed to break. The year is 1944. Allied troops are pushing deep into Europe, liberating territory from enemy control. They come across a small, unassuming town, but something is immediately off. The town is completely abandoned. No civilians, no signs of life, no evidence of a recent battle, no shell casings, no rubble. Just an eerie, unsettling silence. It's as if everyone simply vanished into thin air. As soldiers cautiously moved through the empty streets, they began to notice something even stranger. The clocks. Inside the houses, in the town square, on the church steeple, clocks were still ticking. But none of them agreed. Every single one showed a different time. Some spun forward erratically, the hands a blur. Others were frozen or ticked backwards slowly. A few seemed to be moving at a normal pace, but were hours or even days off from the actual time. The soldiers' own wristwatches started acting up, some speeding up, others stopping altogether. A sense of deep unease began to settle over the troops. It wasn't just the clocks. The soldiers started reporting bizarre sensory experiences. A man shouting an order from 10 feet away sounded like he was a mile down the road. The crunch of their boots on the gravel would echo for far too long, lingering in the silent air. Simple, everyday actions felt disjointed. A soldier would light a cigarette, and the motion would feel delayed, as if he were moving through thick water. The world felt like it was lagging, buffering. Time itself seemed to be struggling to keep up. One patrol was sent to secure a large building on the edge of town. They went inside, did a sweep of all the rooms, and confirmed it was clear. By their own watches and perception, they were inside for maybe 10-15 minutes at most. But when they emerged back onto the street, the sun had shifted dramatically in the sky. To the soldiers waiting outside, the patrol had been gone for over 3 hours. They had lost hours of their lives inside that building and had no memory of it. Panic started to creep in. How could this be happening? The strangeness wasn't limited to what you could see or hear. The radio operators were facing a nightmare. They would send a coded message back to headquarters, a simple status update. But the response would come back hours late. In some cases, messages they sent never arrived at all. The most disturbing incidents were when they received a reply to a question before they had even finished transmitting it. It was a paradox, an impossibility that sent shivers down their spines. Communication, the lifeblood of any army, was completely unreliable. They were isolated in a bubble of temporal chaos. The physical toll was becoming undeniable. Soldiers began to complain of sudden, overwhelming exhaustion, as if they had been marching for days without rest. Disorientation was common. Men would get lost on streets they had just walked down. Severe, throbbing headaches became a constant affliction. The medics were baffled. There were no physical injuries, no signs of gas poisoning, or any known illness. It was as if their bodies and minds were being directly affected by the temporal distortion of the town itself. The strain was breaking them down, not from combat, but from the simple act of existing in this place. High command was getting fragmented, confusing reports, and they were alarmed. Engineers and science officers were dispatched to investigate. They scoured the town from top to bottom. They searched for hidden weapons, experimental technology, booby traps, anything that could explain the phenomena. They found nothing. No secret devices, no unusual radiation, no structural anomalies in the buildings. The town was just a town. Yet the bizarre reports from the troops on the ground continued to pour in. It was a mystery with no physical evidence, only the terrifying experiences of the men trapped there. One soldier, in a letter home that was later recovered, tried to describe the feeling. He wrote, "It's not like being in a war here. It's like the war, the whole world has been put on pause. We're stuck in a place that forgot how to be. Time is sick here." This perfectly captured the psychological weight of their situation. They weren't just fighting an enemy, they were fighting the very fabric of reality. After several days of increasing confusion and deteriorating morale, the order finally came down from the top. The town was to be sealed off. All troops were to be immediately relocated. It was deemed too dangerous, not because of an enemy presence, but because of the unexplainable and hazardous environment. Official military maps were updated, redrawing the advance to route all forces far around the location. In all subsequent official reports, the town, its name, and the entire incident were never mentioned again. It was as if it never happened. For decades, the story was lost, buried deep within classified files and technical reports, filed away under obscure headings. It wasn't until years after the war that historians, digging through declassified archives for unrelated information, stumbled upon these fragmented and bizarre accounts. They pieced together the reports, the letters, the official orders to evacuate. But even with all the documents, no concrete explanation was ever reached. Was it some kind of natural phenomenon? A failed enemy experiment whose effects lingered? Or something else entirely? Something beyond our understanding? World War II reshaped the globe, redrew borders, and changed the course of human events. But perhaps, in some forgotten corners of the world, the conflict was so intense, so profound, that it didn't just leave scars on the land and its people. Perhaps, in a few rare places, it left a scar on time itself. This town wasn't just a place that witnessed history, it was a place that was broken by it. And the mystery of what truly happened there remains unsolved to this day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy stories that explore the strange and unexplained corners of history, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.